Peggy 18.
Come one, come all, the circus is in town. Welcome back, Vault Dwellers, to another Fallout 76 Dev Dive. My name's Devann, Community Manager on Fallout, and today we're joined by some familiar faces. We have Don Etgeton, lead designer, and Carl McKevitt, Senior Quest Designer. Hey, Don. Hey, Carl. How are you guys?
Doing very well. Nice to be here.
Yeah, how you doing?
We're doing great. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us today about what's next for Fallout 76. So, let's just dive right into it. We've got a circus coming to town. For the first time in Fallout history, players don't have to travel to Nuka-World itself in order to enjoy all the many flavors and activities in the park. Can you tell us exactly what that means for Nuka-World to be on tour?
Yeah, there's a ton of new content for players to explore and discover in this. We've got a brand new area in the Ash Heap that has a whole set of new assets and environments and attractions, and that's going to also feature 3 new public events, a new boss encounter. We got fun games in the Nuka-Cade, and even a new trading post for our wonderful trader community. All this fun comes due to the Nuka-World on Tour Carnival, which was a traveling roadshow that existed before the bombs dropped. After the end of the war, the gang decided to stay together, and they've been, continuing to tour the wasteland for 20-some years. Now they've set their sights on West Virginia, and they're going to be bringing their unique vendors, attractions, and tons of wild carnival food very soon.
That is so exciting. So the Ash Heap, that's an interesting location for these 3 new events. What drew you guys to that location?
I think part of it is just the Ash Heap itself. It's a really cool area. There's not a ton of content that's really centered there. So we found the spot called Lake Reynolds that already had some kind of festival-like features to it. It had these kind of installation art structures and that sort of thing. And it was kind of the perfect spot for it. So we let the tour basically carve out their own little spot in the Ash Heap. It's just south of Lewisburg, which, is home to its own kind of quest line and stuff like that. But it feels like we took a spot that was pretty underused and made it something very, very unique and special.
So you briefly mentioned that there are a few characters that decided to continue touring with Nuka-World after the apocalypse. Can you tell us a little bit about who these characters are? Where can players find them and find out their story?
Yeah, there is a fun cast of characters who are hanging around the fairgrounds. It's run by a brother and sister duo named Pat and Pete. And some other workers that all have interesting backstories, and players can chat them up, and in some cases they're vendors, buy some stuff from them. We also have a trio of new robots that hang out there. They are some of my favorite characters. Bruno the Strongbot, as an example, is just great. He's hilarious. There's also Lady G, the fortune teller, and Chloe the Clownbot, the very sad clownbot who is incapable of making animal balloons because she keeps popping them. It's a tragic tale, really. And we also have Gunther the cowboy. I think players will get used to hearing his voice a lot because he's the narrator for one of our cool new events.
That's a lot of variety and different characters that we have. And that speaks to the Nuka-World DLC that from Fallout 4 as well, that players have previously been able to, explore. They had different sections of the park with different themes. Are there any tie-ins from that DLC to 76?
Yeah, we love the new Nuka-World on Tour Carnival, but we're also big fans of the OG theme park, which we're showcasing for this season's scoreboard. With that, there's also a new set of radio dramas for Pirate Radio and the upcoming scoreboard, showcasing various hijinks around Nuka-World and encounters with the dastardly Vim Vader.
Yeah, in addition to that, we took a look at some of the lore from Nuka-World, specifically the pre-war stuff, since obviously Nuka-World itself takes place much further in the future. But the Nuka-World theme park was around only 25, 26 years before what we're experiencing in the game now. So we have a character in there. I won't say who. I'll let players investigate a bit. But he's actually returning, in a sense, from Fallout 4. He's a named character that appeared there. So we really wanted it to feel like it is an extension of what we started in Fallout 4.
That is so exciting. I can't wait to see the comments on this video afterwards to see all the guesses on who it is. All right. I heard a word in here when you were talking, Don, about some of the new things coming with Nuka-World, and I thought I heard the word Nuka-Cade. What is that? Tell me.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. So we're with the Nuka-Cade is going to make its triumphant return. This time with full multiplayer support, and even a new game where you can test your strength with your biggest and baddest weaponry. The Nuka-Cade is essentially an arcade with very Nuka-themed games that was in the original DLC.
Are there any rewards for participating with the Nuka-Cade?
Yeah, we're happy to say that you can actually win a lot of prizes, including the Nuka-Cade items themselves for your camp.
I can't wait to get the top score. I'm going to dive in early before everybody else and have my name on top. So good luck, players. Okay, it's time for us to take a moment and talk about the big mole rat in the room. Everyone is dying to know more information about the new world boss. Tell us about the Ultrasight Titan.
Oh, I don't know. I think that's just a rumor.
Don't tease them like that. They'll riot.
But I'm pretty sure if you nuke a specific area on the map, you might get a very, very large and angry mole rat to come out of the ground. The Ultrasight Titan is the largest creature we've had in a Fallout game.
Even bigger than the Scorched Beast Queen?
Oh, it is.
Oh, it's bigger.
He's a thick boy. It's a real big rat. He's awesome looking. One of my favorite creatures, easily. The fight against him, it's very unique. It has some mechanics that players are going to have to pay a lot of attention to. To spoil them a little bit, you do have to destroy a certain something with melee attacks specifically in order to make him vulnerable. But otherwise, he is a very beefy creature to take down. So it takes a lot of teamwork, a lot of chaos going on during it. It's a very fun fight. Yeah, he is a welcome member to our current trio of massive nuke summoned bosses.
Ooh, so Carl mentioned earlier that there's some rewards that players can look forward to for fighting the Ultrasight Titan. Can you give us a little tease on what they can expect?
Sure, and not just the Titan itself, but rewards are really scattered throughout this update. Playing the events, even playing in the Nuka-Cade. We've got a bunch of new, unique named legendary weapons that have some very cool visuals that go with them too. Some themed ones like the Love Tap, which is a heart-covered submachine gun that you can get from playing the Tunnel of Love. We've also got the actual props himself from throughout Nuka-World, including some of the actual stands from the Nuka-Cade, so you can play those games back in your camp. We went through all this effort to build Nuka-World only to really allow players to get all the pieces and build an even cooler version of it in their camp. So I look forward to seeing that.
Yes, I can't wait to see what our building community does in building their own Nuka-World, especially with shelters. There's so much possibility and so much larger space to build and have your creativity go wild. So we can't wait to see what you guys come up with for your own Nuka-Cola themed camps. So we talked a little bit about this next Nuka-Cola season that players can claim items from and get really cool camp decorations. What other items are they expecting? Is there anything in particular that you're really excited about?
Yeah, I think the two items for the scoreboard that are just absolutely stellar are the Bottle and Cappy backpacks. They got these like wild dangly legs, so when you're running around Appalachia, there's just like this weird, crazy sort of juxtaposition between you shooting ghouls in the face and these like funny kind of dangly arm backpacks on your back. So we really love that. It's a lot of fun.
Ooh, I can't wait to have that Cappy backpack. One of my favorite items in our camp building menu is that massive, creepy Cappy face. And our players love it too. They love to hide him behind doors. So when you open a camp door, it's just bam, Cappy right there. So I think they'll be pretty excited about that. So with this whole update, everything is so wacky and crazy and fun. You've got to have some fun development stories to share with us. Anything with the Ultrasight Titan or planning the events?
Yeah, I have one. So we had a bug where the Ultrasight Titan was this massive creature, does this giant smash attack. He was breaking his own crystals, so we were sort of like, yeah, we got to fix that. But it's also pretty funny and it makes the event easier. In Spin the Wheel, which is kind of broken up into individual rounds, and different things can happen in those rounds. One of those rounds is a twist where you have to keep moving or else you'll explode. And so that's fun. You play that for 30 seconds. We had an issue where it stuck around, so we had several playtests where we would have that round trigger, and then for the rest of the game, for the rest of the event, you had to just keep moving or else you would explode. We almost kind of wanted to leave it in, but in the end, it was a little punishing.
That was spin the wheel hard mode.
That sounds like a fun challenge, like keep moving or you'll die. So with Nuka-World, you mentioned that we looked at a lot of player feedback, and Nuka-Cola is something that players just absolutely love. Is there any other community feedback that played into the design of like season 11 or any of the other events?
Yeah, we really wanted to make sure that this season tied in as much as it could to the in-game content. And so this is one of the first times that we've had a very direct tie. Obviously, it's Nuka-World versus Nuka-World on tour, but they're obviously both Nuka-Cola themed. And we wanted to make sure that like I said, we can get as much Nuka-Cola as we could possibly get into an update.
You said there's going to be new radio plays as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have the 5 new radio plays for Pirate Radio that delve into all kinds of fun hijinks at Nuka-World, the original theme park.
That is so exciting. But Nuka-World isn't the only thing that is coming to this next patch for Fallout 76. I've been hearing some rumblings about a new mode called Free Cam. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what that is?
Oh man, Free Cam is very cool. It's just a button that you hit and you basically switch to a free floating camera. You can actually even just see your own character while you're doing this, which is also fun. But you can float around the entire build area and place things freely that way. You still got to spend components to build them as you normally would, but you are no longer tied down to the earth. You are a free floating agent of building destruction. It's going to be a game changer when it comes to people making their camps, and we know that is a huge part of our game. We love our builders. They make really great stuff. We are going to make it a lot easier for them to make things. And a lot easier for me because I make camps all day, and playing with this, it's perfect. You can end up pulling off things that would normally take a lot of finagling and putting your character at mortal risk to be able to do. That can now, you could just fly around the camp and place things pretty freely. A lot of thoughts being put into it. I'll shout out now, just as a reminder, there's a lot of settings that players can toggle in the settings menu for additional preferences between things. So there's a lot of design considerations to make along the way about what the best way to handle something was, and a lot of people have a lot of different preferences. So we open those up so players can toggle between them. It's very cool. It's really just like, it's going to feel like a brand new game for the building when that's in. It's incredible, really.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy days to talk with us a little bit about Nuka-World and some of the activities that players can look forward to for this next update. Before I let you go, though, I have one last question for you. And that is, do you have any tips or tricks for the new events coming out? Or is there anything that you would suggest players do to get ready for Nuka-World?
I'll share a very secret tip for any watchers of these dev dives. In the Most Wanted event, we do have these very hidden bottle and cappies that are tucked away in random locations there in the Wild West Showdown area. And they're worth a ton of buckaroos. So if you know about them and you find them, you're going to be the real hero of the event. There's a special sound they make, so keep your ears open for that, and you'll get a leg up on anybody not in the know.
Yeah, and for our big boss battle in seismic activity against the Ultrasite Titan, keep an eye on where you're stepping. As the battle goes on, there's a lot of dangerous hazards that start to appear on the floor. So you can even climb up on the roller coaster itself nearby. You might attract the attention of some surly mole miners by doing that, but it's still a good strategy. And generally, you don't want to stand in anything that's green, glowing, and toxic looking because it hurts.
I think that's pretty good advice for just life in general.
Yeah, generally.
Just don't stand in green, glowing, toxic anything, I would say.
Unless you're a ghoul, in which case dive in.
If you're a ghoul, then go at it. But Thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate you talking with us about all of these updates, and we can't wait to dive into Nuka-World on tour and see what's going on at the carnival.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're super excited to have this go to PTS and then release in December.
All right, thanks, guys. Keep an eye out on Inside the Vault for more information on Nuka-World on tour, along with our patch notes that will be coming out that break down all the nitty-gritty details for the events that you'll need and the new rewards. Until then, we will see you guys next time. Bye.